What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Turnell, with my co-host, Brian Limper, and we somehow survived the third eliminations for Girl Planet 999.
It was intense.
It was intense.
Ask my Fitbit monitor. It
oh my
was
gosh.
Riveting.
What? Tell the fans what happened.
Dude,
just give them the lowdown.
My heart rate was through the roof.
Literally through the roof.
We were sitting here watching. I just got so excited. It peaked at 121. What did it say? I burnt 23 calories sitting here watching this.
Sitting here watching the show, you were burning calories. We had to legitimately stop the episode with about 40 minutes left, and we went outside at 12:44 a.m. and took a nice walk around the neighborhood
for
on a
30
nice,
minutes.
cool October night. It was actually very nice.
It was nice.
It was super nice. We walked for half an hour, came back, finished the episode.
Little known fact.
That's how intense this was.
Pre-workout and watching Girls Planet 999 elimination episodes do not mix.
They get you real hyped up.
I will not be doing that.
I looked over and you were kind of shaking. I was like, are we good? Do we need to take a break?
Dude.
I seen some beads of sweat, and I was like, this is intense, but are you good?
Dude,
we had to take that walk.
I wanted my girls to make it.
Dude, I don't blame you. This one was, it was intense.
It was intense.
Didn't know really what was going to happen. For some people we did, but a lot of people we didn't. I feel like overall it turned out pretty good.
I'll say I feel like
overall I'm pretty happy.
Looking back on it, I'm not surprised at all who made it. And maybe the spots they made it.
Sure.
But I'm not surprised at who made it into the group at all.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not really surprised either.
We've definitely seen some top ranked members fall from grace, but that's not going to be changing anytime soon. So.
We did, and that's I was waiting on those those top 9 people to fall out, and we had a few. We had a few this week. But overall, it was a good episode.
It was a fun episode. I can't believe next week's the last one.
It stinks, man. I can't believe it's over.
We also have a fun elimination episode again.
Yeah, we just got done watching it, and we recorded our reactions to the eliminations, so check out that video coming out.
That should be up either tomorrow or Sunday.
Tomorrow, this weekend sometime. And then next week, we're going to have, obviously, final elimination reactions because we have to. So make sure you pay attention for that too, because that's the big one.
That is the big one. That's actually the only one that matters.
Yeah, it's literally the final elimination. But yeah, this was our third elimination. Started out
episode 11.
Episode 11 started out. We kind of just backtracked to the creation mission from last week,
which I thought was weird because it was already
over.
This is the only time they've ever talked about the creation mission, and it was. Even from the beginning of the show, they used it as a ranking system for who was ranked where. That's how they got to little positions at the beginning of the show. But we never seen anybody
really saw anything about the. I don't know what's the song called 000 000
over and over.
Yeah. It just never really seemed like it had that big of an emphasis, even though they have a video of them in a big stage environment. They never really showed it besides clips.
And it's how they got the rankings in their groups at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
They revealed their rankings, when they called them up. Mm-hmm. That's how they got their rankings, was based on their performance on that.
Yeah,
we never saw them do it.
Yeah.
Where in the other produced series...
That was always such a big part.
It was a huge thing. we're going to do it on the countdown. We're going to do it on whatever. You have to practice, and you get ranked. Which also is weird, because I saw someone talk about that. Well, I sent that video to you.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch that, too, if you guys haven't seen that. It's if they ranked them by A, B, C, D, and F.
Yeah.
Based off their intro performances other produced series, but they didn't do that in this.
No.
But someone put a video about that on YouTube. We got to watch that and see how that is.
Yeah. And they probably had stuff that was just on the YouTube and all that you could go watch, but I'm talking about what's actually in the show.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird they didn't put it in there.
What's in the show. But yeah, for the creation mission, they pretty much got split up in the groups, and then they just had to perform OOO. And then that's what we went and liked the videos, and that gave them...
And whoever got the most likes out of it...
In the country, for your country... Or just... Was it?
Just out of your group.
Oh, out of the groups, not the country, yeah, because...
only one person out of the group could get the...
The benefit.
Yeah.
Which was, 80,000 votes?
Pretty much doesn't mean anything.
80,000 votes, I think, was the benefit that they... So that's how it started, is they pretty much just went over that, and then they showed, their clips from their performances of that, and then they showed their practices of that, which again, this all kind of already happened because we already liked the videos, So it was,
Which was crazy, too, because one of the teams, the best part was, like, one of the teams was, like, stacked. It was
Team
like,
one.
I was like, who was it? It was, like, Urina, Yujin, Hikaru,
Daeyeon.
Shouting.
Yep.
Yeso.
Mm-hmm.
Chaeyeon.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was it. Yeah, the 7 of them. And it was funny because they got split the team 2, 3, and 1. I don't know why I said it that way. 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got split up, Wednesday was in another group, and after they got done, she's like, "Congratulations on your debut."
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think, who was it when they got...
They like made up names for the groups, and one of them was like the visual group, and one of them was the dancing group, and then their group was just the debut group.
It's the debut group. I think, was it when Daeyeon got called to that group? That was when she said it. She's like, "Congratulations on your debut."
Yeah.
Best quote of the whole show.
I was dying. It was so funny.
Best quote of the whole show. That was hysterical. Wednesday is great. Like, she is an amazing, just hilarious person, and really been just like an honest joy to watch. She just makes the whole show super fun.
She is really
We
fun.
saw that with her group too. Like their group 3 or whatever had so much fun, like practicing and picking their
their
roles.
group was weird because group 1 obviously was all the really good members, and they like everyone's like alpha dogs out here.
Didn't even show their practice because
they
they're
just
just
good.
that good.
Second team was there was still a lot of really good people.
Yeah.
In the group. For some reason, they're just Debbie Downers.
They were just depressing. They just showed them that had no idea what to do. No one wanted to do any group, and May became the leader. Just
by default.
Literally because no one else wanted to, and then everyone's like, May's pretty good. So May became the leader, and like...
It's almost like they're at that point where they're just like, the other group's so much better. It's like the debuting group, so why even bother? Like, it doesn't matter.
They're just like there so they don't get fined, and then they got freaking lit up in the practice.
They did.
That was honestly probably the most angry I've seen the judges, like, actually angry. Like, they were mad at them. They were literally like, "Do you even want to be here?" But then, lo and behold, they performed it on the live stage just fine. So.
And then the last group, Team 3, was like the people who are like, at the point where it's like, we don't care anymore. We're going to get eliminated. We're just going to have fun.
It was just like it was the group you would want to be in because they were just having so much fun and they had so much awesome energy. And
lo and behold, a lot of the people in the group made it into the final 18.
It was the greatest practice stage I've ever seen. Like the
judges cried.
The judges were in tears.
They're literally
of how
crying.
Good their practice, where they're in like the little tiny dance studio and they evaluate them. They were crying.
I hadn't seen anybody cry that much.
There was so many. They were all crying.
I was gonna say I haven't seen anybody cry that much since the one group did that performance song.
Yeah,
and like everyone was bawling their eyes out.
I was like, wow, like that must have been. And granted, it was the greatest practice performance I've ever seen. But they were bawling their eyes out for the 000 third team. And I was like, man, you guys did a great job. And then, obviously, they did great in there.
They literally... It's so crazy, though, because they were crying. Like
all the judges.
Not just one, like all of them.
Like, they were wiping away tears of how good they were. And I was like, this isn't even like an emotional song. It's like the Pick Me song.
Like, you've heard it 100 times.
And they're just being really fun and energetic. And you guys have performed this a million times. And you guys have heard this. And the judges were there crying.
My favorite was one lady's like, "You're so much better than I thought you were going to be."
Yeah.
And she was like bawling her eyes out.
Like, while they're performing, they're wiping away tears. It's like, wow, this was meaningful. Like, gosh, it's like making them miss their families or something. Like, it's just funny because it was just the Pick Me song. Like,
yeah, it wasn't like anything special. I don't know, but they did good. Everyone did good, of course. Everybody did
all
good.
That kind of seemed like, I mean, sort of like, they just had to put something else in the show to make it longer. So they just like added that because like none of that really had an effect on like actually moving forward. You know what I mean? Because we already like knew what the results were and who the benefit we saw who the benefit winners were.
And then that makes me think that they're definitely going to throw in all that fun random stuff they do when they're not doing serious stuff next week.
Yeah. I feel like we've been kind of lacking that a little bit. Like
they always do it like eliminations in between like people get eliminated.
We've had a little bit of it, but
eliminated.
Yeah,
they like show them doing fun like games or like makeup time. Or,
I feel like we
haven't
had enough of that, but I mean it's cool. It's cool. So that was pretty much the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, that's all they really did.
It was just that, which and then we found out who the benefit winners were with the 80,000, and it was Bahie, Youngun, and who was the other one that got it? I don't even remember.
Yujin.
Yujin.
Remember, it was all Korean members.
It was all Korean people that won the most, so they had the most individual views or likes or whatever.
Which, surprise, because Bahie had like 200,000 in the first hour.
Yeah, I mean, go listen to our episode or last week. Like, when we checked, she had the most of anyone. So, obviously, that held up, and she had the most in her group. Like, she was dominating, like, everyone. She had, like, 200,000 after, like, an hour.
Like, were Korean votes counting as double again? Because they, like, swept the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, you, like, knew she was going to get whatever benefit because she was winning. I don't know. Not a big fan. I'm sorry, but, yeah, she did what she had to do. I mean, she got the votes, so good for her, 80,000. I don't get it.
I don't either.
I didn't like the video.
She didn't even, like, try to, I don't know.
I just never, I mean, not to try. Like,
even, like, in the thing when they were showing them practicing and picking positions, she didn't even try to get a position. She
never really tries to, I don't know. We're not trying to hate, but we're just saying, like, never really been a big fan of her. Never really seen, like, yeah, she's done fine, but never seen
I want to
this
try out for a main vocal part. Or, I want to try to be a dancer.
Nope,
just nothing.
Never. And, like, just fine in the performances, but, like, who doesn't do fine in the performances? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah. Never really was super big on her, and again, she, like, had the most views of anyone, so what can you do? What can you do?
What can you do?
I don't know. We're not going to be haters out here, but I don't get it.
But after that, we got into the real meat and potatoes.
The eliminations.
And that was... I feel like they'd be so much better if they didn't, like, give out these weird riddles about who made it.
Here's the thing.
Like, it's really annoying after a while.
I hate it. Just say the name. We don't need... I don't want to know, like, between, like, these three people that were on this stage and had this role. Like, I don't want to know that. I just want to
know, like, who goes through and fact checks all these to make sure it, like, lines up specifically with at least multiple members so you can, like, make it a question.
I know, like, three people from this stage, like, that tried out for this part and didn't get it. I'm like,
it did not receive the benefit.
Who did not? But yeah, I'm like, who did that? Yeah, I don't really like that either. I have not. I definitely didn't like it on the last elimination. It was, like, annoying, but it wasn't as bad this time. But still, I wish they just wouldn't do that.
My favorite is the interim rankings when they all just stood there. They're, like, popped up on the screen and nobody knew who it was going to be.
Yeah, I know.
That was the best.
That actually was the best because you had no idea. And there wasn't any, like, it could be this person or this person. It was like, nope, it was just boom, Diane, boom, shouting, like, boom, this person.
And everyone's, like, stared at
him. And everyone was like, oh my gosh. And, like, we were like, shocked with that because we're like, whoa, look how many people moved and whatever. But, yeah, I'm not big on the riddles either. I don't know. I haven't liked that at all during this show.
Okay, but yeah, so... riddles aside, eliminations, or, yeah, whoever made it into the top 18. So, there's a top 17. Then, of course, 18th person was like a Planet Pass person.
One Planet Pass this
the most
time.
Coveted award in all of sports.
I love the Planet Pass. It's electric.
And, of course, they didn't start with 17 because you have to have last and dead last.
You gotta go second to last to start.
So, 16 was... Xingxiao, which I honestly was shocked that she was even still in it. Because after how bad she got crapped on last week.
She did not have a good episode last week.
She did not look like she belonged in the top 9 where she was previously.
Honestly.
I mean, she looks good, she's talented, but like I don't know. I think that was better people.
I agree.
Compared to her. She doesn't really stand out too much compared to other people.
Agreed.
I think they just made her look really bad last week. So
yeah, I mean, again... like a lot of people, beautiful human being. But with the episode she had last time, she really struggled. So I was surprised too, especially with some of the people left on the board.
I wouldn't have picked her.
I wouldn't have picked her either in my top.
She did fall out of the top 9 to 16, which is a long ways down. But I'm honestly kind of surprised.
I guess that's where that kind of came from then. But yeah, I was still surprised she was that high. She just had a really bad episode.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And then, well, honestly, I was shocked when she made it in the top 9. I was like, I don't remember her doing anything.
I didn't really remember her at all then, and then that kind of paid more attention. And then, of course, the next one, she like doesn't know how to dance
or sing, and she just laughs when she gets in trouble.
And yeah, and like everyone else in the group is great, and it's like, well, you're not doing that great, dude. Like, I don't know. So I was a little surprised she was still there as well.
Then number 15 was the easiest guess of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew it was before they even announced it. And that was Bora.
Yeah.
She always makes it.
We knew Bora was going to be there somewhere.
Like at this point,
we always knew
honestly,
probably not top 9, but she's going to be there somewhere.
And I was like, honestly, at this point, I would not be surprised if she just wiggled her way into the top 9 to be a main vocal somehow.
It's true. Just people want that vocalist. You know what I mean? So,
and she's a vocalist.
She's a great vocalist. Good for Bora. I mean, nothing against Bora at all. Like she's all right.
But after today's episode, they really need to get eliminated next week so Cherry Bullet can make a comeback.
Honestly, see, this show is doing its job. I'm going to pay more attention to Cherry Bullet now, so let's get Bora out of there and get her back in the group and have a sick comeback.
Then number 14 is the Dark Horse greatest comeback of all time.
We were excited about this
From zero to hero, Wednesday.
We were pumped about this one. Honestly, probably one of the most excited announcements of the whole night.
I was really hoping she was going to make it, but I honestly wasn't sure if she was going to at all.
I wasn't really sure either, just because she's kind of been near the bottom every time. And I mean, I guess she's not that far, but she's just awesome. Like, she's really great and, like, legitimately has such a funny personality. I, like, wish somehow the group was bigger so she could just be in it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she's awesome. She's one of my favorite
I kind of
people.
wish she could be. She honestly is one of my favorites too. Like,
if you go back and listen to her previous episodes, she went from being the girl with the eyebrows to us actually knowing who she was.
Yeah, exactly, and that just shows you the type of growth. She's really great, and I honestly wish she could be in the final group somewhere.
Hopefully. Next, we have, of course, at 13, Ba Yi.
Yeah, I mean, no,
the most popular idol for some reason of all time.
Not super big fan. Honestly, probably of everyone that's left, my least favorite person. Just definitely, that's a fact, my least favorite. There's definitely people that got eliminated that I would switch for her in a heartbeat. But yeah, it's just how it be.
To number 12, we have Yeso. She's still hanging in there.
She's hanging in there.
She was one of our original picks to be in the top 9 from the beginning.
I thought so too. I definitely like Yeso a lot. We did say a few episodes ago, I feel like we didn't think she was going to make it, but she's close. I don't know. I could see kind of either way. I like her a lot, but
on the plus side, the next people, if this was, if this was IZ*ONE, she would have been in the group.
They should just,
because there's 12 members in IZ*ONE.
Let's just switch, make it 12, and switch 11 and 14 right now. I'm set with that. Let's do it.
But then the next one would have been in that IOI territory.
Yep.
Now this was like the section from about 7 to 11 here. It's kind of like when you look at sports, like standings, and there's always that one clump of groups that's like a game or two behind each other at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And they're like one person away from winning and one team away from losing.
It's literally
the 12th seed to being like the 5th seed.
It's like baseball where they play so many freaking games, and then it comes down to the play-in wild card game because they somehow have like a half record of the same record. And you're like, you were so many games. How is this even possible? But
yeah, what it's like right now.
This is the neck and neck area. This was definitely the most like electric.
It really was. This is when my heart really started palpitating.
This is when we needed to take that walk for sure.
Now this was also where we saw I guess Xing Xiao fell out, but this is where we saw the real serious players fall out of the top 9.
Yeah, because we knew she was going to be going.
And number 11 was the first surprising one because everybody in Korea loves her, and that's Chaehyun. She went from she was always like number 9 or number 8. And she fell down to number 11.
She fell a couple. She fell a few. I was surprised just because she's been a constant
she's
top
always
9
like 8,
finisher,
9,
just
9.
right there. And she didn't really show any signs of slowing down. She had her little moment the last episode.
Here's the thing. I saw a bunch of stuff about it. Her voice cracked when she sang that one part.
Yeah.
And the judge didn't even point it out.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it that? She fell a few. She fell out of the top 9. I was surprised about that one. I thought she was going to be there, and I thought she'll be in the final lineup, which, still definitely on the table. But yeah, she is out of the top 9.
Then we had our next person out of the top 9, which is a big hit for us from our very first rankings we had.
If you want to go hear someone mess up, hand up, that was
both of us.
And me for sure. My guaranteed number one winner of the whole show on like the second episode.
And that's Suruchi. Fell out of the top 9.
She is not in the top 9
And
anymore.
after the last couple weeks, I definitely do not see her going back in.
I don't see it either. It sucks because she has not had. She just flamed out at the worst time. She had a bad couple episodes, and now she's not even in the top 9. And like you said, I do not see her getting back in there, which really stinks because I really, really liked her.
Especially now that it's going down to single voting. You only vote for one girl per day.
And it's just tough because that one was like they made that one between 2 people because it was like the 9 spot. And it was with 2 people I really, really, really liked a lot.
On the bubble.
Yeah, it really was. It stinks seeing Ruki be out of there. It really does because I really like her a lot. And I want her in the final group.
Now, the other thing is these next 3 people are first-timers in the top 9.
Mm-hmm.
Now, outside, we've said before, I honestly don't know if we said it now or we said it in the video we just recorded.
Who knows?
It's been a weird day.
It really has.
But there's at least 6 people that we are convinced will finish somewhere in the top 9 at the end of this.
Sure.
The other 3 are kind of coin tosses.
Yeah.
So 7, 8, and 9 are kind of coin tosses. So the new number 9 was Youngin.
Yeah.
And she deserved it. She's done great. Everybody loves her. She's done really good.
She deserves to be in that top 9 100%. I was stoked. That was who my Korean vote was. I mean, has been for the last, whenever we had single votes for the people. That's who my single vote's going to be for. I'm going to vote for her. But yeah, she made top 9. It was between her and Ruki, and she got the 9th spot.
And then the next one, number 8, was Fu Yaning, coming in, making her first appearance in the top 9.
Just making that rise, man.
She really is. She was shocked. Everyone was shocked, actually.
Everyone was shocked, but like she has.
Although she was kind of high last week, so I'm not.
She's done. She's done great. Like she's done awesome. Besides her being so mean to Yujin the first episode, she's been so solid.
Which she actually made up for. So I mean, it's not like they're like friends.
There's no bad blood anymore in the words Taylor Swift.
Which means I can also forgive her.
Honestly, I told you this before, and I'll say it on the podcast. That first episode, hated her guts, like actually hated her guts. But after we saw the like helicopter performance and stuff, I thought in my head, I was like, this is someone I could see Brian like absolutely loving. Not because she was mean, but just because of her style and her look and like how talented she was. I was like, this seems like someone that could be your bias. Like, it sucks that she had to be mean to Yujin, but now that she's like kind of come through and been nice, and we've seen her do so many other performances, I'm like, yeah, that definitely seems like one of Fogg's. Like,
man.
And I mean, I think she deserves to be in the top 9. She's awesome.
She does really good at everything, and she'd also be a great rapper in the group. I mean, every group needs a rapper.
She just has that vibe. The vibe that I love. That's just cool and like edgy and a little more like.
Only
just
time
like a
will
grown,
tell.
just a grown kind of like concept. Like she's really good at that. But yeah, number 8 for Fu Yaning.
Number 7 was one that I was the most surprised by probably tonight.
Yeah.
And that was Shauna.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if she was like 8 or 9, which I guess isn't that far off from 7, I wouldn't have been as shocked about it because she was kind of high last time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of shocked that she was number 7.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised too.
She's my one pick I was not expecting. I'll get over that. I'll go over that in a minute.
Yeah.
The number 6 through 1 are pretty much the guarantees that we pretty much know will be in the group somewhere.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Urena.
Got me sweating. Yeah, got me sweating a little bit just because she fell a little bit more. But again, being at the 6th spot with only 1 elimination left, I don't think she's gonna. She'll definitely make it. I don't think she's gonna. I don't know how she drops off 4 spots in like 1 elimination. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know though, because Tai Bing
happen.
dropped down like 23 spots.
Dude, we can't
day.
even get started. Like that was just atrocious what happened to her. But
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later. But yeah, Urena's still number 6, still feeling good for her, and pretty much everyone else. Like, why would they move out? You know.
Then number 5 is just the model of consistency out here. That's Yujin.
She has been. I mean, Yujin has been, like you said, she's been there the whole time.
It's weird how she's kind of like right in the middle.
She just stays in the middle.
Everybody loves her, and somehow she just is always right in the middle. She's like she's been like maybe 4 through 6.
She just does not move up, but she doesn't move down. Like she literally is right in the middle. I have not I came into the show being nervous about Yujin, but after the first episode, I've like really never been nervous about. Like,
I will say one thing about, I don't know if it's just how they cut it or how things happen on the show, but she never really does anything like mind blowing that would like make people be like, wow, she's like the best, like wow, that's awesome. But she never does anything bad. She's just
she's only like
she's kind of like a better version of May.
She's just like very good, and she had her little like, which it wasn't bad for her, but she had her little drama moment in the first episode. With just like, you know, saying CLC was done.
Yeah.
And then she killed that performance. And ever since then, all the other contestants have liked her. She's been the leader and like been a good leader. And yeah, she's been like very, very good.
The other thing that's funny is like all the other Korean members and stuff, whenever they say her name and she's not in like the top 3, they're like so shocked.
Even though she's literally been
the same place
the top
like
3 the whole time.
They're always like, oh, what?
And like.
She's not higher?
Yeah, I have not worried for Yujin literally the whole show. Like she's just, you know, there in a good way. Which I hope she makes it. She deserves to make it, and she probably will. It's just with this type of thing, which we talked about, like, you really like other people, too. Like, so it's just, you've learned to like other people, too. But, yeah, I'm happy for Yujin.
Now...
She deserves to be there.
On record, you can only vote for one person now. I don't know if Yujin's going to be getting my vote.
Yujin has not been getting my vote, but that's because I'm confident for her. Like, I'm like, you're fine. And obviously she is. Like, she's right at number 5. It's a good spot for her, and I expect her
I also will say I said the same thing about Tai Bing, and here we are. So
she got my vote, and my gosh, that didn't work.
Number 4 was Hikaru. She's always like top. She's up there.
She's 3. She was like 3 forever. Moved down 1. Doesn't
matter.
Number
3 was Mashiro. Everyone loves Mashiro.
Mashiro's pretty cool.
She's another person who never like does anything mind blowing, but she never like does anything bad. I think people just really like her.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Because she just goes out. She's like adorable. She just goes out and does her job.
Just a good singer, and you know, it'd be like that.
Number 2, of course, is Dayan. They made a big thing between who's going to win number 1 between Dayan and Xiaoting.
Was not close.
And Dayan did not get number 1 because this is not the final. So tune in for that next week.
See, coming in, we both said, which you'll see on the video, we thought Dayan would be 2, which we were right.
Yep.
And that she will win next week. But my gosh, I don't know how I feel about that anymore because it was not close.
Oh, not even close.
I thought it was going to be very close between
like Urena and Xiaoting were close with that in the last eliminations.
Like we were like, oh, Dayan's going to be 2. Xiaoting was obviously number 1 this week again. But I thought it would be like, you know, 20,000. I thought we were going to get like a really close ranking. Just so next week it would be Dayan overtakes Xiaoting and wins the whole thing. But it was not close.
Not at all.
It was like over
Xiaoting had over like 4 million votes.
It was over like, I think.
She had like barely over
Dayan
2.
had like 2 point something. It was like over 1.5 million votes. It was not close, so I'm not even sure. I was like, Xiaoting might literally. I mean, the funniest thing was what I sent you on Twitter that summed it up was the IU versus IU.
Oh, that's hilarious. I was dying when I saw that.
The tweet of IU versus IU on the music show going 2 songs going against her. It was like Xiaoting on the show. I was like, yeah, pretty much. Because she has been steamrolling everyone. Like,
oh, it's not even close. You could like combine the next 2 people, like 2 and 3 together, and she'd still have more votes than them. I don't think
they beat her. Like, she has been dominant.
She's the definition of Alabama football.
And now if like Dayan wins, it is 100% rigged again because that means it'd be like a freaking 2 million point swing.
I don't care if you're going to single votes after this. There's no way that she can make.
I mean,
that's like crazy.
Xiaoting has been dominating everyone, so I expect. I don't know because I feel like they really want Dayan to win, and it is a Korean show. You'd want a Korean winner.
But even like when Urena was number 1, she didn't have anything close to what Xiaoting had.
Xiaoting has been consistent over 4 million, and no one has even been close to that.
She also is the number 1 vote getter in the U.S., Korea.
She had the most in Korea.
The UK
and France.
Yeah. She had the number 1 votes in Korea, and their votes count for double.
That's why she had 4 million. So I think we could see our winner, but again, I'm not counting on Dayan.
I understand they want to rig it, and they want Dayan to be the number 1 since it's a Korean show, and they want the least amount of Chinese members as possible, allegedly. Now, here's my thing. Even if that's true, if all of Korea is voting for Xiaoting to be your leader and be your visual center, why would that matter if she wins or not?
Yeah, that's what we were kind of just saying anyway. Like, you don't get anything for winning.
No, you just get to say you won.
You get to be in the group just as much as the person who's number 9. That's why we thought it was kind of goofy that they make the big deal between 1, 2, and 3. It's like, well, guess what? Everyone is safe. Like, everyone is safe here, and I know you want to make it dramatic for the top person, but honestly, for me, watching, I'm like, oh, whatever, because they're all in the final. Like, all those people would be in the final lineup.
And honestly, none of these rankings mean anything until you get to the last one.
Exactly, and like...
Kind of like preseason polls or mid-season polls, it doesn't matter unless you're number 1 at the end of the year.
At the end of the year, when you're like, that's who matters is the top 9, and Shouting has been a dominant number 1, so like, why would it be different anyway? And like, when... Korea's voting for her.
When Korea has her as the number 1 vote
and the United States and France and the UK, I think she's going to win. And again, like Shouting 100% deserves it, and I think she should win the whole thing.
What was I going to say?
Shouting's awesome.
It just kind of reminds me of when what's her face was like just crushing everybody at number 1 and Produce 48. Khan.
Yeah.
And then we got to the last one and she lost.
She moved down like 11. Yeah, what if Shouting just lost?
Or, old girl in Idol School who was number 1 and was
got
always
11.
top. And then got 11 and actually was number 1.
I hope that doesn't happen because we need Shouting to be there. And, yeah, she's been just killing it. Like, following the numbers, it would make zero sense, but I guess we have seen that happen before, so... I don't know. I still think somehow Diane could be in there because of some crazy, like, happenings of the single votes or some benefit or something, but... Shouting has been just a force to be reckoned with.
She really has.
And she deserves it, man. She is freaking awesome. Like, what a complete idol human being.
If we ended the thing right now, this is our top 9, I'd be extremely happy.
I would love this group. I would be sad about a few people, but I would overall love the group. And I feel like this is giving other people that liked people that maybe are our favorite a chance to love the group too. So I'm all about that. Like, some of their faves are in there.
Well, after we went to the top 9, of course, you had to go to number 17. And they had to pull out the 2 people who were going to get last place.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Suyeon and Shinwei. I personally thought Shinwei was going to be it. And that was like the first person I said in the video. You'll watch in the video. I was like,
yeah,
Shinwei is going to be number 17. Like, that's... Everybody loves her. She's going to make it.
I had nothing against Shinwei. I have no idea what Shinwei has really done.
I just know everybody loves her.
But I kind of thought she was going to make it too.
And then they picked Suyeon, who I guess they didn't really pick her. I guess she got the votes. Barely got the votes. She won because she got
spot.
Because she got those benefit votes.
Yeah, this was like the one time the benefit actually helped.
And she didn't even have 1 million votes.
Nope, she had 989,000 something.
So she wasn't even close to being in
that's the thing. I'm just like, well, I don't really know how this final is going to look for you, but at least you made it another day.
They can't go into this feeling too confident.
So yeah, Suyeon's been fine. I will say she
got a huge monologue last episode.
She got her whole personal piece about when it was talking about her team. They just talked about her, so obviously that was enough of a bump to get her into the last episode. So she's fine. She's whatever.
Then we got that Planet Pass, and they Planet Passed in, of course, the same person I thought they were going to Planet Pass in, which was Maya.
Maya made it. Not surprised at all. No. Judges absolutely love Maya. They've loved her the whole time. And, I'd say she deserves it. She does a good job at, she's good at what she does. Who was it between? It was between 3, was it between 3 people?
It was like, it
was
between
Maya,
her,
Ruan,
and Ruan. They were all in the same shoot group or whatever.
I thought maybe Monami would get it, but I'm not surprised Maya did. I didn't think Ruan would, even though I have liked Ruan the last few episodes. She's actually pretty cool. But I was not surprised that she did not get the pass. So Maya rounds it out.
Going to the finals.
That's our Planet Pass. I hope is the 9th spot just a Planet Pass?
I hope so.
Are they just getting a Planet Pass for the final person? But
the other thing is, so I went back and I wrote down our top 9 we had last week, right? Mm-hmm. And out of my point, we had Shouting number 1, which was right.
Yep.
Dion, which was number 2, which is right.
Oh yeah.
Now, we flip-flop Hikaru, Mashiro, because I put Hikaru 3, Mashiro at 4. They just flip-flop.
That's what happened, so that's pretty much right.
5, we had Yujin. 6, we had Yurina. I actually had Youngin at number 7, which you said number 9, which is like one that was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know Sean was going to be there. I was very shocked by that.
Yeah.
Number 8, I actually had Yanning, and that's where Yanning was at, was number 8.
Yeah.
And then the last one, I put Maya, and it was Youngin, just because I knew everybody loved Maya after last week.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going off, like, my own personal choices. I was going off, like, how the performances went the previous week.
I honestly thought Maya would be higher, too.
So, really, well, we got officially 5 of them right, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 9 members that are in the group, top 9 right now.
Yeah.
Just a couple of them weren't in the right places.
Pretty good us.
So I mean,
like 2 of them were literally, like, some are flip-flops. So.
Yes. So, I mean, that's...
Pretty good.
That was a pretty good on us. So, I mean, it's pretty much shaping up to be what we think it's going to be. We are who they thought we were.
Yeah.
Now, the other interesting thing about this was we were talking about this in our Discord the other day. If anyone wants to come talk about Girls Planet, come to our Discord. We'll talk to you.
Absolutely.
Our friends were talking to us. I asked them what they thought the lineup was going to be, right? So, he was saying about who he thinks is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And this was what I put. Because I thought about it a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I personally think that there'll be 4 Korean people, 3 Japanese people, and 2 Chinese trainees, right?
Yeah.
And I said the Korean ones are going to be Daeon, Yoojin, and Chaeyeon, which, I mean, Chaeyeon's technically not out of it yet. She could still come back.
Absolutely not.
Especially with the single voting thing. Korea loves it that much, they can put it back.
They're just voting for shouting.
I know. And then I said the real coin toss is going to be between the last Korean spot, which is going to be Youngin, Yeso, and Bayi.
Yeah.
And right now it looks like Youngin's going to be there. So, I mean, that was pretty spot on, except for Chaeyeon, which she could still make it. Then I said the Japanese trainees were going to come down to Hikaru, Yurina, and Mashiro, which all of them are there right now. And I said the 2 Japanese members are going to be, or the 2 Chinese members will be shouting for sure. And then it's either going to come down to Suruchi or Yanning. So once
which we did say
I even told you when we watched it. Once Suruchi was out, I even said that means Yanning is going to be in the top 9.
Honestly, once she had her really bad episode and was like still there, we're like, it's between them too. Like that's who it's between now.
And ironically, I said at this point, I think Tai Bing, Xiao, or Xing Xiao, and Shauna are done. But Shauna made it. Now, that would mean we have 3 Korean members, 4 Japanese members, and 2 Chinese members in the top 9 right now. So all of it is going to swing on that. I think it's going to swing on that last Japanese or Korean member.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, come next week, there's going to be 4 Korean members in the group.
So would Shauna move out?
I think Shauna's not going to be there.
Shauna would move out, and then we'll have, Chaeyeon move into the 9 spot.
Well, I mean, either
Fuyaning move up.
Either Chaeyeon will be there, or it's either going to be between her or Yeso.
It's just going to be...
Because Yeso did good this week.
She did. She's done good every time. It's going to be sad if she doesn't make it.
Everybody likes Chaeyeon so much, apparently. When you get all those Korean votes, they count for twice as many as everybody else's.
It's going to be a battle. See, I thought Maya would be higher, so I thought we were just going to have a bloodbath of, like, Younghan, Baie, and Maya. But Maya's, like, far down there, and being at 13, Baie is not out of it, but, like, that's a lot of ground to make up. But now it's like Chaeyeon, Younghan, and then we have Yeso. It's still going to be tough, but...
can't get out the ultimate dark horse, Bora. She could still find a way in there somehow.
Yeah, dude, I'm 100% honest. I just forgot she was there. Yeah, she was. She is indeed there. I definitely wouldn't have guessed at the start of the show that there'd be no Cherry Bullet people in there, but I guess we'll find out. Once May left, I was like, wow, there's going to be no one.
You think statistically speaking, there's so many of them there, one of them had to
Shows how much I know about Cherry Bullet that literally if I had to, like, pick who I think would last the longest, I would have, like, said Bora would be out first, and then...
I thought Jiwon was going to go pretty far.
And then I thought Jiwon was going to go far, too.
You know, since you won everything,
I'm still extremely bitter about that and extremely mad because she was only perfect and got eliminated, but...
But if you take anything away from this right now, if you're listening to this and you want to write me angry comments, I think there's going to be 4 Korean members.
I agree with you.
3 Japanese members and 2 Chinese members.
Like, it's a Korean show. Why do they not have the most?
We have our 3 Japanese members in the top 9.
They're staying.
We have our 2 Chinese members in the top 9.
There you go.
Who's going to be the 4th Korean member is the real question.
Who is kicking out Shauna?
Yeah, who's Shauna going to get dropped out for?
It's going to be tough. I don't know. But I think,
because honestly, the other 3 Japanese members are, like, untouchable. Like, they're not going to get knocked out.
Because, like,
Like,
there's no way Hikaru's gonna leave, and then Mashiro only moved up, so why would she move down?
Yurina's not gonna drop
Yurina
out
has
of the
been
top
so
9.
great this whole time. I mean, personal bias aside, she has been great this whole time, so how would she move randomly like 4 spots? I mean, I think that's pretty much set.
I mean, Shauna's good. Like, I'm not knocking her. I actually really like her. I just don't think she's going to be in the top 9 when the rest of this is done.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they would have the most Korean people. Like,
Not only that, but like Shauna's cool. I'm not a huge fan of Chan, but is she better than Chan?
Yeah, that's how you have
I don't
to
think
look
so.
at it.
You think she's better than Yeso? I don't think. You think she's better than Bora?
It's just tough because I don't think they're going to add another Chinese member. So again, that kind of puts Ruki just out of there.
Yeah, I think Yanni's going to be in there.
I think Yanni's going to be there too.
Even if it's number 9. And Xiaoting's she's
Xiaoting
like Michael Jordan mixed with Tiger Woods mixed with God.
She's got the power of anime God and everything else.
She's like the final form of Dion. Xiaoting.
She's untouchable. But I feel like the Japanese members are pretty much set, and I agree with you. The person we were talking to said they think they're only going to have one Chinese member. I'm like, I feel like they can't just have one, especially when it's the most dominant person. Is like your only person from China. Like they're gonna have at least one more. So I thought it would become, like we said, between Fu Yaning and Ruki, and now seeing the way it's trending, I think Yaning could be in that final 9
because she's only moved up in the last couple weeks.
She's only trended up. I mean, and really only done well as the show has gone on. She's only done well.
But I guess we'll find out next week. You guys can come at me. I know people listen to this on YouTube and they leave me comments all the time. So.
I mean,
Come at me, bro.
I don't know. I mean, this final 9's pretty good. I would move out Shauna, and I don't even know who I would put. Well, if I had a choice, I'd put in Ruki, and I'd be totally cool with that lineup. That's just of the people who still made it. Again, I'm sorry, Kai Bing, for all the faults that people had, or whatever anyone had against you. I apologize. I voted for you every day, and you deserve to be there. I don't know what happened there.
I was going to say, yeah, so the people that got eliminated were Tai Bing, Shinwei, Ruan, Katone, Ririka, Mei, Monami, and Shinyu.
That's the one girl, Shinyu. That's her name.
I have no idea.
We just did not know who that was, like, ever. She did great, but that's her name is Shinyu. Cool.
Also, but yeah, so back to Tai Bing real fast, right? So
travesty.
I know a lot of people are on the fence. Either they think that she's really a terrible person, and there was no editing really that made that any worse. And there's people who think that she got evil edited to make her look bad when she really wasn't. But regardless of what you think, I definitely think Mnet did her dirty because she was riding real high and then she literally just crashed. Like, terribly.
And we've seen no one else do that. Like, I mean...
Except for when they're coming for Suruchi right now.
Yeah, and like... She's not going to make the final, but like Tai Bing didn't even make it to the last day. And watching the first episodes, I'm like, well, here's a guarantee. I think even in the first one, that was my first person to say the guaranteed winner champion until the second episode when I said it was Ruki. So I've just been the kiss of death of all these people. But someone had something against Kai Bing because when you watch how people had bad days, she had the worst of them.
Oh, terrible.
Ruki's was bad, but like, look where she is. She's not in the top 9 anymore. Tai Bing's went from being top 9, like a few spots into the top 9, to being eliminated before the last elimination. Like, she has only trended down, like, straight down. You know what I mean? Like,
the other thing that's crazy about it is, like, I guess it got to her so much that even at the end, like, they were trying to pick a leader for who was going to be the leader of their group thing, you know?
Her confidence was shot.
And she just didn't even bother trying to...
She tried to do it other times. Well, and, like, you think about it, like, it started off with, like, she wasn't on time with her dancing. Yeah. Like, so pretty much it was she didn't know how to perform. And then it became this whole, like, selfish, I want to be the leader, everyone needs to listen to me thing against Dai in the one group. And like they made it look like she was just bossing everyone around and blah blah blah, and like the group couldn't function with her as the leader. I mean, she had just looked horrible the whole time, and I was like, "There's no way." Like, we've seen her be so kind, and then you see like other people saying like, "This is not her. Like, it's not what she's
like
really
all
means."
The translations are bad.
The translations aren't. Which, you know what? That could be very true. But like,
here's the other thing that's crazy is when you look at like how they interacted and other parts of it when she regardless if she's a leader or not. Like, everyone was fine with her.
Everyone seemed totally cool with her. And I don't know, like, when you just see how she was spotlighted sometimes, it was, like, so negative. And I'm like, dude, like, you're hating on this girl's performing, and now you're making her look like the most selfish person on earth. And, like, look how we've seen those people turn out when they do that. I mean, when they saw Ruki yawning during the performance, or their practice, like, she's out of the top 9 now. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it was just a horrible fall, and, like, we called it, I mean, last episode or before, we're like, we don't think she's going to make it, and, like, she couldn't even make it to the last round.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I thought she was awesome. One of my favorite people on the whole show since the beginning. That one really hurts, but I think we kind of were prepped for it just because we saw the way it was going. So we're like not surprised. I don't know. Someone just did not want her to be there. Because they, again, like, even if she was acting in a way that wasn't good, they made sure to show it. And for whatever reason, I don't know, but someone did not want her to be in that final group, which sucks. I wish someone would just, like, pick her up now and put her in a group with. It just stinks because, like, we don't know what she's going to go do because obviously she's from China, so she might just go back home and be a celebrity there, but I just want to be able to, like, keep up with her.
Yeah, like I said, I think someone did it, regardless if you think she's a terrible person or you think she got played by Mnet.
Didn't want her.
They really did her dirt, and they did not want her.
There's something about being in the top 9 solidly and then not even making it to the final day. Like, something's up.
And you knew you could smell it in the air when they did an interim check, and she wasn't even the top. Whatever it was.
I don't even remember. Was it 18? I don't even know. But she wasn't there, and we're like, yeah. I mean, we just saw the way it was going, and lo and behold, she is not on the show anymore. It was a bummer too, because you could just see it in this last episode. Like, just even like her eyes, she was just like done. Like she's like had no confidence. I felt bad. I honestly felt bad for her because you could just see it in her face. She was awesome. I wish she could be in the final lineup. Well, I would plan it past her, but.
They should have.
No one else will.
They should have planned a pass over Mia.
I would have been 100% fine with that. I don't know. And I know that's the thing, too, is like a lot of people do not like her, so whatever's going on is, you know.
I don't know. It's not easy being perfect, you know?
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
So before we leave here, I went and looked up our original top 8 we had.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So everyone can see what our top 8 was the very first time we filled this out.
We have to get a few right, I hope.
Number 1 we had Suruchi is who we had as number 1.
Dude, that is still...
when we went into I was like...
My number 1 guaranteed champion. I think second episode we said that. I said that. I was like, this is the person winning the whole thing. Whenever she did her little like first performance like evaluation thing, I still stand by it. I'm not letting up.
If someone asked me right now,
she's going to win the whole thing. She's going to win the whole thing. She was so cool with her blue hair and her cool outfit. Why is she not in the top? She's one of the coolest people there.
Also, remember, this is
dumb.
This is after episode 1 and episode 2, so we didn't get to our first eliminations yet. This is just literally after our first 2 episodes.
Yeah, yep. She still gets my vote for champion of the whole world.
Number 2, we picked Urena.
We're pretty good there.
I mean, she's 6 right now, but she's still in the top 9.
She better make it, or I'm gonna.
Number 3, we picked Eugen, who's number 5 right now.
That's pretty good.
Right now, I don't know why I said it like that. Right now.
If only Eugen could get to 3.
Number 4, we had Tai Bing. That's another one. If you would have asked me, I thought it was a guaranteed.
I think after the first episode, I said she was the guaranteed champion, and then Ruki came, and I was like, this is actually the guaranteed champion. So clearly, I'm picking winners, but I still stand by Ruki being the winner. I still think she's going to win.
Number 5, we picked Yeso.
Yeah, not too great either.
Yeah,
but she was high early. Like she was in the top 9 first time.
I think the first elimination she
was there.
Number 6 was
great. Like she's been really good.
Number 6 was Hikaru. Which, I mean, she's
there, so that's good enough.
Number 7, we picked Shouting.
I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I apologize for doubting you at all.
I've done a lot of really dumb things in my life, but this is number 1.
Yeah, that's the one because she has obviously.
Although I will say, the first couple episodes, the judges shit on her pretty bad. They always point out all kinds of negative stuff she was doing.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was her.
It's weird, like thinking back on it, because we're so used to seeing her like dominating everybody, being perfect.
She was not great in the beginning.
But the first
and I remember
was
thinking, I was
awesome.
like, wow, how's this person number one?
Yeah, I know. I was like, really? You're number one?
But I absolutely see it now, and so does everyone else because every country votes for her the most. So.
And then number 8, we had Doa. I'm still shocked that she's got eliminated.
Her G1, first elimination, out of there.
And they had like the longest thing going on with like a rival. I don't know. I can't believe she got eliminated.
Nothing
She did really
nothing
good.
like the judge telling G1 she was born to be the killing part and center, and then not planning passing her. I'm not forgetting that random judge.
Man. And then number 9, we had Lu Fei, based single-handedly off her popularity on Twitter and Instagram.
She was popular that first. Her doll-like appearance was popular that first couple episodes on Twitter. Saw a couple tweets. I was like, yeah, people are gonna love this girl. She made it past first elimination, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she kind of coasted on, and she got a cool Instagram. So there you go.
Well, we had 4 of the top 9, right?
That's not bad.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean, there was no way we were putting Fu Yaning in the top. Like, first episode, are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. Here, scroll up real quick. I just want to see who would we, like, not... Definitely wouldn't have picked Youngun either, even though she was really cool and kick it. Shauna, no way. And then Mashiro, no way, because we just didn't really know her yet, so... But I mean, we did a pretty... And Diane was not good in the beginning.
No.
Because she was like the
She's
only
the only
person
number 1 who didn't go in the top 9.
Get the top 9 consideration, which was like 100 people. So that Diane was like, "How did I not make it?" And I was like, "Well, you weren't that great, dude." But obviously that has changed. See, that's the thing. They just had to set her up there so she can slowly come back and get second place. But
I'm still feeling pretty confident about our lineup we had at the very beginning.
Dude, that lineup's sick. Debut that first one we had right now.
It's so crazy when you look at like back on it because so many things have changed. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but
it's crazy. It's been 11 weeks. I cannot believe it's gone this fast, and it's going to be over next week. And I'm like, have we had like 3 episodes? Like, it's just gone so quickly. We've had so many performances. It definitely doesn't feel like it. I guess just time flies when you're having fun. We thought Wednesday was weird.
it's true.
Her blonde hair was.
I heard
not
brows
the
are
most,
definitely not as prominent now that her hair's dark.
Not the best fashion state. Not a big fan of blonde hair, but when she changed it, she's legit been one of my favorite people on the show.
She also didn't really do too much except yell at people in the first couple episodes.
Well, when she was in the helicopter group, which was like stacked, that just was like overtaken by Fu Yaning being mean. So you kind of
Tai Bing was there being perfectly beautiful.
Yeah, and we're like, well, she's gonna win the whole show, and then Ruki came up, she's gonna win the whole show, and maybe wrong, but I still think that still gets my winner of the whole thing award is Ruki. I don't know how it stinks, man. It stinks she's not going to be there, but what can you do? I guess there's enough people that I still like in the 9 that hopefully can still make it, so I'll be okay.
Man, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Tai Bing. I'm sorry. For all those haters out there, I'm sorry. It's time to just get in a group with Ruki and join Daeyeon here and Yoojin and Wonyoung, and let's just make a power group.
Yeah, just go to the freaking company that Wonyoung and Yoojin and Daeyeon have over there at Starship.
Let's just go be a Starship group and be the best.
Do it.
That'd be sick. And
go
take Wednesday too.
Go join this high B group.
Yeah, seriously. Just go buy everyone's contract that was popular from here and put them in a group so we can still support them.
Get Xing Chao. She needs to go with you.
Absolutely. Talk about a visual group.
You know what? May, leave Cherry Bullet right now. Make that that transfer.
Honestly, shout out to May for having a really great show. Like, she did really well throughout the whole thing. She was fun to watch. We knew she wasn't going to make it eventually, but...
Hey, shout out to old girl for being leader of the last group that she was in by default.
Yeah.
Put that badge on your
everyone not saying a thing and it being super awkward, and then they're like, well, May did something, and they're like, all right, May's the leader.
And she's just like, okay, I've never done this before.
And, hey, they turned out really well, even though they had the worst practice ever, but they came through. May was fun. May was fun to watch. Again, like, we need to just get Boro eliminated, and then...
Cherry Bullet.
I'm going to support Cherry Bullet because I care more about the people and I love G1.
But that's pretty much episode 11. It was a tough one. My heart was racing. Literally, my heart was racing. I was up to 126 beats per minute.
We had to stop and take a half-hour walk outside in the nice October night. But, yeah, that does it for this elimination. We got to saddle right back up and get ready for the final next week. I can't believe it.
And
it's going to be stressful.
For those of you listening to this, we will have a special Halloween episode.
Yeah, it's Halloween, so obviously we have to...
It'll be an early Halloween episode, but
We gotta do
a special
something.
Halloween episode on
Like Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. So
I know. I'm like, whoa, we're gonna record during the week. What do we do? Like,
What do I do
we
with
haven't
my
done. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while.
I know
but
I gotta shuffle it in with all my video editing that I usually do on Tuesday nights. So
we're gonna record Tuesday night, and yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, I guess we'll have our special Halloween themed episode out. But yeah, that's episode 11. Moving on to the final elimination. Tell us what you think. Quick disclaimer before we finish. Last week went on a heavy rant about a miscommunication of reading what Sunmi said to Shouting during the Snake performance, which again, I don't know.
Oh, okay. First off, I'll be 100% honest with you. Both of us remember seeing the exact same thing, and it's completely different than what everybody else apparently saw.
We were very mad at her because we thought she said she was unnoticeable, which it definitely seemed like that in the episode, and apparently we somehow I don't know what we didn't see or did see, but we were very mad about that, and that's not what happened at all. She said that Sunmi said during the practice she was unnoticeable, and then she was great during the final performance, which made sense because Shouting was great. Said a lot of mean things to Sunmi. I'm sorry. Hey, my bad. Hand up. I'll apologize. I mean, obviously I didn't mean any of that because I love Sunmi and she's great. But I'm not sure how we missed that because I would have put money down that she was like hating on her actual performance, and then the one judge came in and was like, actually, I thought she was great. And I was like, duh, Shouting's always great. That's why it was just so weird because Shouting did awesome.
Here's the thing.
So why would Sunmi be saying she's not noticeable when she's the most noticeable person
We
there?
both remembered the same thing happening.
And we both got very angry because we're like, what are you talking about?
And I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those...
But hey, hand up, our bad.
If you ever listen to Mandala Effect, it's the Mandala Effect.
I don't know what happened there. We're all good now. Obviously, we never actually didn't like Sunmi. I just was like very confused. So, that's just a fun disclaimer because I saw people were like not happy about that. But hey, you know what? That's just us being honest. But yeah, sorry, Sunmi. Yeah, sorry, Sunmi. I mean, you're literally a freaking legend. Obviously, you're not jealous of anybody.
I don't know.
I'd be jealous of Shouting though. Just saying.
I'm jealous of Shouting.
She's the greatest person ever. All right.
Send me your top 9.
Yeah, let's hear your top 9, especially after these
YouTube.
eliminations. Let's hear what you thought, and let's have a fun discussion before the final. Who do you think is going to be in the final? And, I don't know. Check out our reaction video. And be ready for next week's, because that's the big one. The big one.
That's actually like the big one.
Oh, man. I'm nervous about it already.
I don't know. Should be fun.
All right, but let's end it. It's 3 a.m. We are the Kpop Kimchi Podcast. Follow us all social media: Kpop Twitter. Search us on Google, Apple Podcasts, whatever. You know where to find us. Just Google it.
Go stream "Savage" by aespa.
Dude, great song. Shout out to all the girls coming back. Go support all girl group music and guy group. Support K-pop and support Girl Planet. Go vote for your girls. Make sure girl, I guess now with one vote. But we will catch you guys next week for the final elimination. I'm JT. He's Fogra. We are the K-pop Kimchi Podcast. We love you guys. Peace.
Peace.